Hello friends, today we will discuss how to do a DNS spoofing attack using a tool called ettercap, which is pre-installed in Kali Linux. So I have already installed Kali Linux in my virtual machine, and I also have Windows 7 installed and Windows XP installed for this test lab. So let's quickly go into Kali Linux and open a terminal and find a configuration file for ettercap which contains DNS information. So we'll type locate ether.dns, which will find out where that file is saved. So this file we need to modify and open it into a text editor. Now in this file we can enter a host name and tell where to point it. So I'm going to start a, a web server on my Kali Linux. So whenever somebody tries to open a specific domain, he will be redirected over here. So let's quickly figure out my IP address. So my IP is 133, 192.168.85.133. So for this practical, we are going to spoof Facebook. So I'll press I to enter into insert mode, and here I will enter a line star dot facebook dot com. Type of record would be A, and it should go to 192.168.85.133. Alternatively, you can specify IP address of any server where you want to point. For an example, you can put an IP address of Google. So when somebody types facebook.com, he will automatically redirect it to the Google. So for now, I'm going to point it to our own server. Just press escape, write and quit, exclamation, enter. So we have added an entry for Facebook. So let's start a web server on our Kali Linux. For that we type service apache 2 start, and I have also created an index file for our web server called index.html, which says this is not Facebook and you are DNS spoofed. So just clear, and finally we will figure out what is our gateway, so we can do an AR poisoning attack and redirect all the requests to our computer rather than the gateway. So to do that we type netstate-nr. It will tell us our gateway is 192.168.85.2. Cool. Finally, ettercap-q is for quiet mode, -t-m is ARP, and I want to use a plugin called DNS underscore spoof, and the gateway is 192.168.85.2, and if I want to do this attack on a specific target in my network, I can specify his IP here, or I can simply close it, so this attack will be applicable on all the machines in the network. So press enter. My Mac is asking permission to put the LAN card into promiscuous mode, so it's saying activating DNS spoof plugin. Cool. Let's see what is happening. So now I'll go to a victim machine and see what happens if I type facebook.com, whether he's redirected to actual facebook.com or he comes to my Kali Linux local web server. So if somebody visits this machine, it will look something like this, right? So let's close it, and let me first go to Windows 7. Let's see. facebook.com, and guys, this is definitely not a facebook.com, right? So clearly redirected to the Kali Linux, and the URL you can see it still says facebook.com. Let's try it on Windows XP using Mozilla Firefox latest version. Still, I'll go ahead and type facebook.com. I'll press enter and see here what you see. You are DNS spoofed. Now, as a malicious attacker, what I could have done, I would have created a phishing page of Facebook and hosted it on the server. So whenever a legitimate user enter his username and password, that would have been stored on my Kali Linux. So that's all for this video. You can think ahead and create more malicious attack using this kind of techniques. That's all. Thank you very much.